What is my solution to all of our collective problems? Well, it's simply just democracy in the economy.
Go back and watch that video. It's very interesting because it's something that's been on my mind for more than a decade now. And I'll tell you why it's been on my mind more than a decade. But before I do that, I should explain his video. He's talking about how the solution to the king in national governance was democracy. We replaced kings and feudal lords with everyone coming together and voting for a committee that takes care of governing. And we could basically do the same for corporations. Like, we don't need a single CEO, a single person in charge who owns the whole thing and just employs everyone else. That's like a kingdom, right? We need to replace that with democratic values. That might sound insane to you. That might sound like something that's impossible, but let me tell you that it's actually being applied in different parts of the world with great results. In fact, I worked for a company like that. That was my first job in college. When I was a part-time student in college, I went to college in the UK, and the UK has this wonderful company known as the John Lewis Partnership. You'll notice that it says partnership over there because about 100 years ago, the guy who started this company just decided to sell it off to his employees. So it's an employee-owned public limited company. So all the employees come together and vote for the board of directors, and then the board of directors hire the CEO, and then at the end of the year, whatever profits are made from this corporation gets split evenly to all the employees, all 74,000. They have this big festival at the end of the year where they show you how much profit was made and what percentage bonus you're going to get. Really fascinating stuff. Read into it. But this British company isn't the only one that does this. There's a different model in Germany where the workers have representation on the board. Like, the workers' union isn't just like an outside force. It has an elected board member that represents the employees, and that's government mandated. Even in North America, you might think this is a foreign concept in North America, but it really isn't. If you think about legal firms, accounting firms, there's a lot of firms that function like this, where you don't have to be the first person to start the company. As long as you've worked there long enough, or you've worked your way up the ladder, eventually they'll make you partner, and then you'll get a stake in the business. Startups and technology firms, they do this all the time. They give, ESOPs, they give you stock options. Those are not enough to make you an equal partner, of course. That dichotomy needs to be changed by regulations. If regulations could just step in and say, listen, you're giving them stock anyways, but you can't centralize all the control with a single individual. You need to decentralize some of the control over here. Facebook, for example, if you work for Meta, you might get stock options, but your stock isn't worth as much as Zuckerberg's. Not just because he has more, he has a different type. There's a type A, a type B, and a type C stock for Meta. And all the A golden shares are held by Mark Zuckerberg, which is why you can never, vote him out of power. If he goes crazy or something, you can't really replace him as CEO. He has a special type of ownership there, which makes him irreplaceable. All we need is some regulations to say that isn't allowed anymore. And you need to evenly spread out ownership. And that would solve a lot of issues, especially with the economy that we're coming to, where workers are not as important as ownership of robots and AI technology. I think this conversation needs to gain some steam. This is the right time. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts.